All right, day 28, late night post-frisbee edition. Here we go. Let's take a look at day 27 here. Couple things, I guess. Definitely just the the northern border of Kentucky is a little too far north. Probably just squish that down just a little bit. Illinois does look a little squished to the bottom there. Um, Other than that, this was actually not half bad for the most part. Mississippi needs to get a little wider. Alabama needs to get a little narrower. That's actually about the extent of it. Actually, I could probably make California a little tighter, honestly. Other than that, I wasn't too unhappy with this at all. So let's see if we can make those improvements and see where we get this time. Day 28. Let's do it. Yeah. So 4 weeks into this, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much I'm still improving at this, to be honest with you. But I will say, like my instinct at this has gotten a little better. I will say that, but I will also say that, like, really, like most things, you if you dedicate yourself to something, you'll get better at it pretty quickly. But then, like, all just as quickly, just the improvement plateaus and just disappears completely, even at times. And so I've definitely, I won't say I'm not even gonna call myself dedicated to this. I've been doing it, but I certainly could be spending more time practicing this. That being said, I think I'm definitely hitting that plateau a little bit, and that is what it is. It's neither here nor there really, but it is something I'm noticing. Like, I don't. For the first few days, I definitely saw like big improvements very, very quickly, and then um, definitely some plateauing going on, especially in the last couple weeks here. I am making some incremental improvements in things. I will say I've gotten better at drawing a state that I should have known how to draw by now, North Carolina, because I lived there for 13 years. But um, that said, can't complain too much. I have gotten better at this, so I think it's still been a worthy experiment one way or the other. So we'll leave it at that. That said, also, as far as experiments go, I don't know what the point of this was, but at the same time, it's been fun. So finish out these last few days of it and see what I can produce in the last few here. If I can do one or two really, really good ones here. So let's see here. 45-degree angle. If I can eyeball that. Yeah, that's a pretty good eyeball right there. Okay, I gotta make sure I make Utah not too tall, as I've been doing a bit the last few days here. Wyoming and Colorado about the same height. Yeah, we'll do that. That's actually pretty good, I think. Fairly happy with that one. And that should set us up well for Arizona and New Mexico. Arizona a good bit taller than it is wide. We're going to come back to that for a second after I do California here. This is a state that I really need to just practice the coastline of, because it shouldn't be that hard to draw, but somehow I'm making it harder than it needs to be. Okay, it gets a little bit wider kind of as you go down. If I turn on its side a little bit, kind of like this alley kind of gets wider until it hits Southern California, and then it kind of does this number here. So I didn't do great with this, but this is far from my worst effort. We'll leave that. We'll leave it there. There we go. That's actually a pretty good Arizona. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, let's see here. 1/8 of the way across is the Oklahoma Panhandle. This will come down halfway and a little more. Not a great way to measure something. Say a little more than halfway and just kind of go with that, but it kind of works. So we're gonna keep doing it. No, it's way too wide. Alright, Texas Panhandle, not that wide. That's pretty good, actually. Alright, let's see if we can get kind of at least kind of the right width on these next few here. I have a feeling Kansas is going to be a little bit too wide and squished, but we're going to find out. Yeah, it's going to be. Alright, this alley is going to be a little bit too wide. I don't know what made it so. I think part of it is I just made this panhandle way too wide, or the Texas. I guess, yeah, that is the panhandle. I made the Texas Panhandle a little too wide, and that ended up costing me a little bit. So I probably could have salvaged it by just not making Oklahoma quite as wide, but what are you gonna do? Okay, Arkansas there. The good news is I may actually get some height on Arkansas today, which is a good thing because I haven't really done that yet. Yeah, the Texas jug handle is going to be a little bit weird looking today, but there. No, it's going to be further south. Yeah, I'm not happy with Texas today. I think it's largely because I made the panhandle too wide. I think if I'd stopped it a little short, this whole alley would have been actually a lot better. So you live, you learn, you fuck up. Alright, Arkansas actually looks a little tall this time around. So That might be my best Iowa yet. Not saying much, actually, because frankly I suck at Iowa, but as far as little details go, actually, it's really good, so. There we go. Some Missouri there. Not too bad. Okay, northwest angle about a third of the way across Minnesota from the bottom, so do that. Okay, just want a little mark for where Tennessee's gonna go. Gotta figure out what this border of Tennessee is. I think it's about halfway through Oklahoma, so that's what we're gonna try. Like that. Let's get Wisconsin out of the way here while we're here. Okay. Oh, crap, I lost it. There we go. Wisconsin looks a little ugly. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that later, as we do. Okay, not super happy with that Indiana, honestly, but a little bit annoyed with it, to be honest with you. Okay, Pennsylvania, not as high as South Dakota. Note to self there. It's probably pretty close. Okay, West Virginia kind of goes halfway up Ohio there. Kind of does that number there. Okay, that's actually pretty decent Kentucky considering I basically pieced it together from the states around it. So I'm not mad about that one. Now here's the trick. We'll see if I can parlay this into a halfway decent looking Virginia, as it were. I'm a little skeptical of this one. Man, I didn't make the border high enough this time. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to come across with this Tennessee border here first. The North Carolina border happens, I believe, before Kentucky and Virginia meet. Like here, maybe. Like that. Close enough. Alright, and then we'll get to Mississippi here. Don't make it too narrow. I've done better. Okay, I actually can't complain too much about that, to be honest with you. As far as like North Carolina goes, that's actually not half bad. Okay, well, the coastline, I bungled that a little bit, to be honest, but I've done North Carolina worse than that many a time, so. Alright, Florida probably could use a little more angle on that, but you know what they say, you're always your own worst critic. This is certainly true about me and this stupid experiment. And like any good experiment, we don't have a hypothesis, we don't have a control group. That's not true. We kind of had a control group. My first day was kind of a control. Maine's gonna be a problem. That's a pretty bad Maine. To be honest with you. And Michigan's gonna get a little haircut today. Now we're gonna try to draw those islands there. This is a I've got to learn the angle on that peninsula there. I don't actually know what the There we go, 4 weeks in. So, yeah, this corridor here, definitely a little on the wide side. This one, not bad at all. Kentucky, I'm pretty happy with. I don't know what happened with Virginia here. It got a little squished on Virginia's. Does it have a panhandle? Do we call it a panhandle? Maybe, I don't know. Virginia got a little squished down here though. North Carolina coast, I could definitely work on that a little bit more. Texas, good lord, has a freaking, now that I look at it on camera, it has a tumor. But no, a lot to be happy with here as well. Actually, Illinois I've been getting fairly consistent on Illinois and Missouri. Actually, Iowa, that's probably my best one yet, to be honest. Maybe Arkansas is even a little bit, I don't know, a little bit too tall on this one here, but yeah, Florida I'm even getting better at. Can't forget the keys. Yeah, this is. I think for the last few days, I want to make sure I kind of give Alaska a real try. I guess really try to learn this coastline here a little more, get the details. I kind of this bottom bay here. I think it looks kind of like a butterfly. That kind of helps me a little bit. And then the top one here, it's like almost a diamond shape on that top peninsula. So. It's kind of my cue for that one, I guess. Definitely could have made, maybe I could have made Colorado, Wyoming a little wider. That would have helped with this column here. But yeah, East Coast, I'm, again, fairly happy with. South Carolina's gotten a lot better in the last few days. I've kind of actually looked at its shape, and Georgia as well. So, not bad. We'll see you tomorrow.